want to be the host tonight?
Oh,
I don't care.
Yay.
well, as far as starting
like
it off,
I
don't know. So
woman
used to be in
power
the
episode.
second
The woman
in command.
I'm just gonna sit over here and admire you two.
Yeah.
Okay. We have admirers today.
So I will try to start it off. I'm usually not the one that does it. So we are here. No, I do not know how you start it. Yeah, you go ahead. We are here today.
Hey, welcome to Hangin with the Hunns. I'm Todd, the host, and this is my lovely wife, Carrie, co-host.
Hello.
And our special guest, Kelly Benjamin.
Yes, thank you for being here, Kelly.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, I guess we just kind of we would like you to take us back to, when you first found out that you were diagnosed.
Okay, so
and what type of cancer that you're diagnosed with. Yes.
So the cancer I have is a colloid carcinoma, which is a very rare cancer. Like 2 to 3% of women get this type of breast cancer. I don't have the gene for it. Oh. It does not run in my family. No one's ever had breast cancer in my family.
Wow.
And usually it happens to women that have already gone through menopause. So older ladies. But it starts out in your milk duct and then the cells form from there. So I noticed a lump and kind of put it on the back burner till...
When was that? When you noticed?
That was 2022.
Okay.
And something unfortunate happened and it got bigger and you could really see it. It was like sticking out of my boob, like pretty.
Just on the one?
Yeah, just on the one. And in the beginning of 23, I went to the doctor and they sent me over to St. Vincent's. They got me on Medicaid and they did a biopsy. And in March 2023 is when I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer.
Wow. So, I always hear like it's good to catch it early. Did they consider that early then?
Yeah, stage 2, yep. Mm-hmm.
Could they tell how long you would already had it? Or?
I don't think so, no.
It was,
but I had it for a while and then it just blew up because it's hormone based. So it's HER positive.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I honestly have never heard that one before.
Yeah, it's very rare. I was looking it up to make sure I had all the right information before I told you guys. But
right. Okay.
So I started chemo March 15th of 23. And my last chemo was November 19th. And then I had surgery at the end of January in 2024. In October of last year, I noticed a lump again, pretty much in the same spot. I had a lumpectomy. And then 8 months later, it came back really aggressively. And it was stage 3 when we caught it. And then I had surgery February of this year.
How long was that after your last chemo the first time?
About 11 months.
And then it came back?
But after surgery... when I got it removed, had the lumpectomy, it was only 8 months after. So it came back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
I didn't do radiation the first time. I was told I was cancer-free. So I said, plus it's scared the shit out of me to do radiation. It's not a fun time. But I got the mastectomy and just got finished radiation, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I saw that's when you rang the bell.
And that was tough.
Yeah.
But my skin looks really good now.
Yeah, we saw the pictures. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it looks so painful.
I'll post another one soon because it's almost all healed up. I've just been trying to keep people in light because I don't think a lot of people understand what radiation actually does.
No, I had no idea. I did not know that it actually burned the skin.
Yes, it makes you sick, really tired. I'm already really tired anyway, but I had no appetite. It's just, it drains you.
Wow.
And you're not in there for very long. maybe like 10 minutes, I think.
So that's after. So you went through chemo also, or is that first?
No. I went through
is it-
chemo the first time I had cancer.
Right. Okay.
They have me on a chemo pill this time, and then I'm on a what is it called? Hormone blocking pill and a hormone blocking shot, which all of those things I'm going to be on for years.
And is
Right.
that because it is related to being the hormonal type?
Mhm.
Gosh.
I asked him, I was like, so does this mean I'm going to grow a beard or something? Because
Oh my
it blocks all
goodness.
your hormones. So that's why it's sending me into menopause early. So
Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
I am 38. I will be 39 in November. Looking 24.
Yeah,
You do.
You look beautiful. You look great. I was just curious because I think that's important too. Like
Yeah.
to know, like that's young, definitely for something that would be related to a hormonal, type of cancer like that. And then, not especially not for it to be where it's not from family. What is it? Hereditary or
Yeah.
genetic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when my sister's cancer was hereditary.
Right.
So
Yeah.
A lot of the breast cancer, I've heard that. I mean, there's a lot of them because they do
BRCA,
the test
Yeah.
to see if you
Mhm.
have that hormone.
I think it's the genealogy test, I think.
like a gene. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So, yeah,
Gosh,
my family has lots of cancer on my mom's side. So, but no one's ever had breast in it. No one knows where it came from. And I feel like these days, a lot of women, especially my age, breast cancer is really common.
Yeah. Especially
Really common.
cancer,
it's
period.
just, yeah,
It's like
it's just growing.
everywhere.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I've lost both my parents from cancer. My sister, she's a survivor of breast cancer. I mean, we just lost somebody else that
We have a
had
lot of cancer in my family too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's one of those things. It's just like you just never know. I mean, I guess a lot of like you can't really prepare for that.
No, not at all. I about broke down pretty hard when they told me about chemo. And when I went through chemo, I gained 25 pounds on chemo. I had some skin stuff. I have sensitive skin anyway. I had the shingles. I'd get just random rashes. But I never got sick.
Wow.
I was always very tired, but I never got the bad stuff.
Yeah, I've heard about that, the sickness that comes with that. Yeah. Wow.
The bad part was when I was going through chemo, I'm going to just shout this out. I was in a very toxic relationship. I was abused. I had a GoFundMe, which my friends and family raised a little over 11 grand. And I put that in my fiance's bank account, and he spent all of it behind my back. And it was all gone. Yeah. So
that's terrible.
Mm-hmm. And people thought I was faking cancer because of him. So we went through all the court stuff. He's finally gone out of my life forever. But
my gosh,
that was really rough to go through while I was going through cancer.
I can't imagine.
I had to drive myself to chemo. Rob had to start taking time off of work to bring me because, it was just a lot. So
thank you, Rob.
Yeah. You're an angel.
This
Rob's
is Rob
my
over
best
here.
friend.
You can't see him. He's off camera.
So he's been there through it all. Thank God. But so yeah, that was pretty rough.
Nobody should go through that anyway, and for you to go through it during that's awful.
The worst
I
time
forgot what
of your
tissue.
life,
Oh yeah, it really makes you a different person, for sure.
Right.
So hopefully the universe gives me a little bit of a break here, ma'am, please.
I think so.
I think I can already see that.
Yeah.
I got a feather that proves that, so I'll tell you about that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a little bit.
But just so you know, I admire your I admire your strength, and that's one of the things I want to ask you. What gives you this strength, and
how are you getting through all of this? Because it's amazing to see your smiling face still. Every time I see you, you just bright up the room. And
Thank you.
Seriously.
and I just want to know, like, how do you doing it?
A lot of humor. You
Yeah.
know, if you can't joke about it, then what else? And
Yeah.
just so there's time's not stopping. The world's still turning. You just got to get off your ass and move forward, because you're just get stuck. I got stuck there for a minute. I started drinking pretty heavily. Actually, had internal bleeding and had to go into emergency surgery the same week I found my lump. So, don't know why, really. They said it was from drinking, which I can see
Yeah.
why that would be, but that was really scary. So last year was hard.
Yeah.
Just as hard as the year before, but here we are. And I mean, I just have amazing friends and people
You do.
and family, you know. My mom, she's an OG, even though she's crazy. Love you, Mom.
I think all our
Aren't
moms
they
can
all?
be crazy.
I'll cut that. No, just kidding.
Her name's Shelly, and I'm Kelly.
Aw, I love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just find humor if anyone wants to hear. You know, I don't make it always the topic. You know, I just always want people to feel happy, and, you know.
Well, you can see that just
You've done a
bounces
good
right
job
back
with
to
that,
you.
yeah.
So
Thank you.
that's amazing.
One thing I've noticed about you is, like, you, even if you might be down, you never act it. You know, you're always positive, glowing. You know, you have beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Always. You know, and
Yeah.
and that's, I think that's inspiring to people. You know, that anybody. You know, because I mean, anybody, like, just the thought of cancer is terrifying to me. You know, and I'm like, I've got multiple family members that have been affected by it, so who knows, someday I might get that news.
Yeah.
But and
You got to go to the
it's just-
doctor.
yeah, I do. And it's just like, I probably go too much, because I'm like, oh my god, this is like,
I
my
used
mom.
to be like
my
that.
mom
I
was
used to
like,
be like that,
what?
but-
You have a bump where? You know, go to the doctor. You
Yeah.
know, whatever, anything like mosquito bite. You know, go to the doctor. But so I'm good about that. But I mean, it's one of those things that's like, it's always in the back of, I think it's in the back of everyone's mind, you know, and
It's that little bit of fear that everybody fears that, I'm sure.
yeah, and I've always been kind of, I'm not like afraid of death, but I think it's the whole, everything y'all have to go through, you know, to fight to get rid of it. You know, I mean, that's an amazing feat.
It's the unknown. It's the unknown, because you don't know what you have to go through. Sometimes, I mean, sure, it's kind of different for everybody, depending
Yeah.
on what it is and how often you have to go. Like, how often did you have to go when you were doing the chemo?
Once a week, but I would go, once a week. And then for radiation, it was every day,
Oh, wow.
Monday
See,
through Friday,
that's-
5 days a week.
And I mean,
So
people
that's-
don't think about, like, you know, what are you doing to support yourself? What are you,
Yeah.
you can't work. I mean,
Right, yeah. I
you
got
know,
Rob
and-
here.
yeah.
Rob,
I mean,
he pays for my rent.
thank
and
God for Rob.
Yeah,
Seriously, what an
He's-
angel.
he is an angel. He has to put up with my shit.
He's like, whatever.
Yeah. And my family helps, and I'm
That's good.
waiting for social security. So hopefully that will go through. I hired a lawyer for that, because they're still adjusting my meds to get everything right, you know. And
Yeah.
I wake up, everything hurts all the time. And I wake up and I'm like, okay, what now, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's that too, because I'm sure it's just having that nervousness. Like, I'm sure you're just afraid of, like, what's next, or, you know,
all the time.
if it's ever going to be gone.
Mhm.
And, you know, that's got to be scary.
Yes.
I mean, I'm like that, and I don't have cancer. You know, it's like something, when you get to a certain age, I
Yeah.
think it's like every little thing becomes major. When I was a kid, I'd
We didn't think about
skateboard
anything.
and crash downstairs, break legs, everything. Now it's like I stub my toe and I'm dying.
Oh
you
my
know?
gosh, I have a bruise on my elbow that I don't even know how I got. And I'm like, that's a huge bruise.
God forbid she ever goes on WebMD because
Oh no,
Oh,
I
yeah.
stopped doing that.
that's
I
good.
gotta stop hitting that. No, I used to do that a lot, and then I was like, I'm dying every time. I'm like, I
Yeah.
gotta stop
Yeah.
looking at that.
I do
Everything
Google
leads
a
to
lot. Yeah.
yeah.
So I've learned the hard way. I'm not using that anymore. Every once in a
So-
while, I'll go on there, but
So
I
it's
find other
definitely
ways to.
I get that, you know,
Yeah.
and it's got to be amplified
Of course,
when you get that news.
I try to not think about it, but it does cross my brain
Oh, yeah,
pretty
you
much
can't
every
help it.
day.
Yeah.
But my brain looks good, they said. I didn't know I still had one in there. My heart too. So all those are good to go.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, that's important.
That's all you
So
need,
it's
a
two important
smile.
things.
A
Those
smile.
are
That'll
pretty
keep
big
you alive
things.
a long time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's about positive energy too. I
Definitely.
mean, because
Positivity.
like our friend
sure.
Jewel, we have a friend named Jewel, and she had cancer, and
Yep.
she's just like, I can't comprehend it how somebody going through such a trial can be positive like that. I'm like, man, I love it. It's so inspiring to see people going through the hardest time of their life, and they've got this big, beautiful smile on their face.
And it
Yeah.
takes
You know?
a lot of courage too to deal with it,
Yeah.
because I mean, there's people I'm sure that don't even want to, like they would rather not even know, or it's like, hey, I might.
That bothers me.
Yeah,
because,
and then they're just like, because they're scared, or
It
but
is
to see
scary.
the that you have that courage to be able to just, let's do what we got to do. That's important.
But medicine's so good now. I mean, I'm sure they have a cure, but
Yeah.
They fixed me right up. Losing my hair, I think that was the bravest thing I've ever done.
Oh, but you look so cute. I mean,
I was like, I'll be damned if I don't get these chemo curls.
and I love those curls. Oh
Me
my
too.
gosh.
I hope they never go away.
Yeah, they're great. I love them.
But I mean, my hair, was my
You didn't
aesthetic.
have curly hair before?
No,
Yeah, I was gonna say it was
that's
super
crazy.
straight. I remember
there was
yeah.
a little
maybe
wave.
a little wave, but
Yeah.
definitely not those curls.
No, not
I think
at
they
all.
fit you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like
Yeah, they call them chemo curls.
Oh.
So it's like I better get those curls.
Yes.
You know what? I
Chemo
remember
curls.
Joel. Remember hers came back
Yep.
super curly
Yep,
too.
that's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Wow.
Hmm.
I know. I
But-
never thought about that.
My long hair, that was tough. And wigs were just too hot, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So I just braved it. No eyelashes, no eyebrows. I mean, no hair anywhere, not
Yeah.
even a toe hair. You know what I
Wow.
mean? So that was convenient, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it was strange though, because it's just like, it's just so
Yeah.
weird. Like,
I remember the first time I went outside and the wind blew and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is such a different sensation,
Yeah.
and I always felt weird getting my head wet in the shower when I
Yeah.
didn't have any hair. I don't know why, like I wasn't supposed to or something,
Right.
but that was wild. And then it came back and then I lost it again. So after the last chemo, it started growing back, so I just rode with it. And I think that was probably the bravest thing because that was definitely hard.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, if you don't like it, just like I'm walking around with one boob right now.
So are they checking your other one and it's good, clear?
Yeah, they said I didn't need a double, which also I regret not getting a double because it's just awkward. I still have to do reconstructive surgery. And I think for that, I'm just going to ask them if they would kindly just remove the other one. And there's still a chance you could get cancer.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why I
Yeah.
have heard that they'll just do. I think that's what your sister did, right?
Yeah,
She just wanted to
she
have
did.
both of them
Yeah.
Before
removed. Yeah.
anything.
but they told
she
me
had
that
to
it
do.
wasn't necessary because the reoccurrence was just in the right one. But now that it wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. That's why I only decided to do the one. And, my mom really wanted me to do two. That was the plan. But my doctors
If they
didn't
don't
advise
see any
me against
signs.
it, but they said it wasn't necessary. So I just went
Yeah.
with the medical opinion.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
smart. I think that I would agree that was probably the
Yeah.
right thing to do too, because you don't want to mess up anything that's not
Right.
you know wrong.
But, I don't know if this is okay if I can say it because it's kind of funny. Looking in the mirror, you're like, I didn't realize these things were so big before. Now that one's gone, it's just like, wow, impressive.
So did they say how long you have to wait before you can do the reconstructive?
I think now that radiation's done, I'll probably the end of the summer, I'm sure I'll talk to my surgeon. She doesn't actually do the reconstructive, but if they don't want to just remove the other one, then I'm going to downsize immensely.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
whoever you go to, I'm sure they can work it out to make it just both of
Yeah.
them just match, and whatever makes you happy, that's what they're
Yeah.
there for.
So it's just been pretty wild, but I mean, without positivity, it's just
Definitely.
that's
It's
what will
amazing.
kill you.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that you have that, and it's definitely inspiring. I'm sure you inspire others with that.
I hope so. I'm an open book. So if anyone needs questions or an ear or a hug, I'm right there.
That's good. I mean, because it's such like a taboo kind of thing. It's like people they have questions, but they don't want to ask because they don't think it's appropriate or whatever. But
Or they don't want to embarrass you.
yeah,
Yeah. Never embarrassed.
it's good that
I embarrass
you're like
myself.
that. I know that's how I am. I'm like, if you can't have fun,
Yeah.
why be here?
Take things
I
too
mean,
seriously, especially life.
I might be a little on the wrong side of that. Maybe I'm not serious enough, but whatever.
Well, you help balance me because
Yeah.
I can be I used to be super serious. I take everything serious, and I still kind of do. But he helps me balance it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
sometimes.
Yeah. That's awesome. You guys are awesome.
Well, you're
Well,
awesome,
thank you.
and I'm so
Thank
glad you
you.
came here to share your
Me
story.
too. I was so nervous. I'm like, well, what do I have to lose?
No.
It's hard to be nervous in the.
Yeah, it's
realm.
very cool in here.
It's our little hippie pad
Little hippie
with
hangout.
our incense
Hide
burning.
away.
Nag
It
Champa.
started out as an art studio where he was doing a lot of his art, and then he had this dream for like 10 years or over 10 years to start a podcast. So now you have the space. Let's do it.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
awesome.
We love it. It's fun.
I didn't
Yeah.
move to Florida till 2002. I was a
Oh
junior.
wow, okay.
In
So you're from
2010.
Massachusetts originally? Oh, okay.
Mass Hole for show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything Boston.
Nice.
None of my friends like that. They
Yeah.
always tell me how much Boston sucks. Talking to you guys.
I've never been there,
I'm from
so
California. I get
although-
I get way
Oh, yeah.
worse than Boston jokes.
I have a cousin that loves Boston. She goes and tries to visit as much as she can. She loves, I think it's the hockey team there.
The
that she goes-
Bruins.
yes, I'm pretty sure it's
Yes.
hockey team that she likes there.
My favorite
And she goes
sport.
there all the time. Yeah.
I just love sports
Oh, okay.
in general.
I'm not a big sports fan.
Yeah. Sports
That's
and
cool,
music for me.
Music, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love music.
I never had time
Art.
for sports because everything was music. So, when I was a kid, I played sports, but
I grew up around
Not
sports.
much.
Well, my brother's playing
Baseball.
sports. We lived at the ballpark with them.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
I played sports until I moved here. And then, like when I was growing up, I had really bad acne. People in middle school
did
used
too.
to call me Grease.
Oh,
nice.
And then I moved to Florida
You're
and
so
took
special.
Accutane. Was it that the one? Accutane?
I think I was, yeah, I was on.
that sounds
something
so
before
like
that.
toxic though. Accutane.
It was, yeah.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
toxic.
Can't
But it
remember
cleared
what
up my
was.
skin.
Mine
That's
peeled
good.
off the whole layer of
Yeah,
skin.
that
It was
sounds like
it's
that.
like acid.
Yes.
Yeah, just put it on your skin. It'll clear you up.
It was pretty wild. I was just a really awkward kid.
What sports did you play?
I played soccer and field hockey and tennis.
Nice.
I
I
used
played a
to
little tennis in high
tennis,
school.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
was on
fun.
varsity tennis team. We kind of sucked though. I really wanted to. Field hockey was like my dream.
Okay, what is field hockey? I don't know what that is.
So it's like a little, like it's like you have a stick, but
Mhm.
it's only flat on one side, and it's just like a little wooden stick, and you have to dribble there's so many rules in field hockey, and it's a lot of endurance. So, I would run for fun.
It's the net one, right?
So is it
That's
like
lacrosse.
soccer?
Okay,
Okay, I was gonna
okay.
say
No,
it's like
that's what-
lacrosse maybe, but no, because
it's
you're
on the
throwing.
ground.
This is actually like a regular hockey stick.
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
what I'm
running
trying
around
It's
to
a
and
little
imagine.
hockey. It's not like a regular
stuff.
hockey
Right,
stick.
but it's like curved like that.
It has like a
Such an
little
idiot.
it's like a little U at the end.
Okay, I think
I
have seen that.
I've seen those.
It's very hard. And I used to go home from practice and practice and practice and practice and run and run.
I mean, that's like soccer. I mean, most
Mhm.
soccer is a lot of running too.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
played
I could do
indoor
that.
soccer, indoor field hockey, field hockey, varsity tennis. I was always doing something. In the summer, my dad lived on a lake, so it was water skiing, and then I learned how to wakeboard.
Yes.
Oh, I did that for a
We
little
used
bit.
to do that for a while.
we did
I
that.
loved that. I would get
Until
my
I
dad
was-
up at 6:00 in the morning on the weekend, just me and him.
That's so much fun.
Yeah.
I was scared of the water after a while because I think I saw alligator or something. But that's here in
Oh,
Florida.
my
you
That's
would
what
friends-
not
happens.
catch me in the water
They-
here.
They stopped
That's what I
asking me
mean.
to go because I'm like an alligator magnet. So every time
Maybe
I
that's
was on
what
the
it
boat,
was. I was like, I can't do that.
their alligators for some reason would be around.
Oh, geez.
They're like, we haven't seen an alligator ever, and then you get on the boat and we see 5.
I've
So,
never seen one.
they didn't
I don't
ask
think
me to
out in
go
public
very-
or
very
out in the
often.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see them all the time.
That's
I guess
scary.
I'm an alligator magnet. It's not bad. So let me tell you about this feather.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
So this is, I guess, the Californian in me. This is my California hippie. Not really, but so I was mowing lawns. So I have a lawn business, and I was down in Fruit Cove, and I'm always, my brother is kind of the same way as me. We get messages, and his were feathers, and I'm like, I've never had a feather message, and I got all kinds of crazy, birds and butterflies and stuff like that, but he started talking to me about feathers, and I was like, oh, it's interesting. So as soon as I talk to him about feathers, I start getting all these feather messages, and she's talked about the numbers and everything, like
Oh yeah, I get
angel numbers
sucked
and
into
everything.
that.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to get in the woods with the whole, spiritual thing. But like, we're believers, so I believe it's God messaging us, not, whatever hippie gurus or anything.
They call it
like that.
hippie dippy
I like those
stuff.
people too. Don't get me wrong. But so anyway, I was mowing this lawn down by a lake in Fruit Cove, and I was actually thinking about the podcast, like, questions and just what I'm going to do and editing and photos. You got to give me photos so I can put them at the end. And I see this feather, and I was like, oh, I've been looking for that feather right there. It's a red shoulder hawk feather.
Oh, cool.
And I wanted one for my hats, because all the hats I
This
make,
one,
all those hats up there.
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah. So I saw that, and I was like, oh, sweet. And so I'm mowing along, I was like, I'll get it on the way back. And as I passed it, I saw a black feather,
This one.
and I'm like, oh, it's a black feather. And so the meaning behind a black feather is really specific for right now, because when I was thinking about the podcast, and I saw that feather, and that feather, I think that one was just to get my attention, because I've been looking for one of those. And then I saw the other one, and I'm like, oh, our friend Jewel just posted on Facebook about the significance of a black feather, and how it's like renewal, and it means you're being guarded and watched over through a transition in your life. And she is, a cancer survivor. So that's what that meant to her. And I was like, oh, it's really cool, reading her post. And I was like, I love that. And then I saw that black feather, and I was like, oh, there's the message, So I'm like, that's crazy. So I go down, and I come back, and I was like, I'm going to get it on the way back. And I go, and I mow it over, and it just
no.
friggin' blows out of my side. And I was like, I can't believe I just mowed the friggin' black feather over. I'm like, idiot. I should have just got it before. So anyway, I'm like, bummed out. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to give Kelly my hawk feather, It doesn't have the same meaning. I mean, if you look up like the meanings of the feathers, it gives you this long, hippy dippy
I never
stuff.
knew.
But they're actually very specific for like that black feather. I'll show you what it is. It's
Okay.
too long to read on the podcast, but you'll be amazed on the message behind it because it's really meant for you. And then so I was thinking, I'll just give her my feather, the one I wanted for my hat. And I'm like, doesn't have the same meaning. And then I'm going along and all of a sudden I look down and there's a black feather on the ground. And I was like, oh my God, that's
See?
amazing. Oh,
That's
thank
awesome.
you. Thank you, God. So I turned off my mower, picked it up, put it in my pocket. And I was like, all right, sweet. I get to keep my feather. And she gets her feather. So
Awesome.
Yes, so he
Thank you,
anyway,
guys.
that's our my
That's what I'm doing.
hippie dippy moment for
I love that. See, I feel like
the
that
feather talk.
that is such a special thing. That's why I believe God knows all. He knows everything, and He's perfect timing. And He knew you were going to be here, and so He's like,
Yeah.
here, just
That's
so you
pretty
know,
cool.
you're being watched over. You have just a beautiful life, regardless of what you're going through. It's like you may have these challenges, and and all of us, we all have these challenges, but there's always somebody there that's going to be there for you.
No.
Yes, and look,
She goes
we
again.
are.
I know.
I know we've known each other for a while, but you're our family. So if you ever need anything, you can
I
come
love
to
you
us.
guys.
And
Thank
We
you.
love you.
yeah, so
Oh.
definitely.
Oh, okay.
So before we stop, I want to talk about. Do you have a GoFundMe still?
Yes.
No,
Oh,
we
Okay.
closed that. But I do have Cash App or
that's
Venmo.
what. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
it is.
If you will, give me your QR and I'll put it on the video.
Okay.
But I just think, I was talking to her about this earlier, and this might just be me, but when I see those things, it's like sometimes I really want to give, but I'm like, what? Like, I'm not going to give $5. That's not going to help anything,
Right. Yeah.
But I think I'm wrong when I think that, because
It's
then-
your initial
then I
thought.
don't
A
give-
lot of people have that initial thought.
but then I don't give anything. So it's like I'll end up sharing it or something like that. And I'm like, I need to do more, I want to do more. But I think if people, instead of just sharing it with, and that's great, share it. But if they have like anything, $5-10, put
Oh,
it on
yeah,
the
for
Cash
real.
App like a tip,
Yeah.
like tipping the band, or what, because you need it.
Well, a lot of
You
people
need the
say
help.
a lot of people say, "Hey, give what you can," and you hear that, and then some people just think they're thinking too big or too much.
Yeah.
No, I don't have anything. There's no way I can give. But yes, if you have $5 per whoever, that adds
Yeah.
up. So, and that's really
you
not
definitely deserve it. I
Yes.
mean, after somebody friggin' squandered your money, that's
My
that is
fiance.
disgusting. I'm sorry. That's just like,
That was rough. That was pretty hard. Yeah. But,
Hopefully he's gone
you're
out of Jacksonville,
amazing.
right?
You're
Has he,
still
like-
smiling.
anything helps you guys, and I got hugs and love and good friends, family. I am pretty blessed, and I'm still here.
Yes.
I'm like a
Yes.
cockroach,
Still smiling.
No, you're
Smiling
more
cockroach.
than that.
Besides, how many
But
times
get
have I
it,
said
get
that
it.
about
Like, I
me?
know.
About us, our family? We're like the
Can't take
cockroach
me
family.
out.
You
Yeah.
can't. No, we're survivors.
Hopefully, knock on wood somewhere.
Yeah.
But awesome.
But I know it helps to have a little bit of help. You're not doing this on your own, and you shouldn't. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Definitely.
I'm working towards getting better, and hopefully by the end of this year, early next year, I'll be back at it again.
yes,
So,
get your energy back and all that,
Mhm.
and just live life to the fullest.
yeah. I may go to a show. I don't do the 3 nights anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't either.
We don't
Actually,
either.
I can go one time. I'm good.
But that also, helps my spirit to see all the family out there.
Oh, and music. Live
Music
music is
is
just
healing.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. I know. I love it too.
One thing about
We
Yeah.
try.
music.
We try to anytime we can, we try to go to a concert.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to Steve Miller Band.
Oh
Steve
yeah,
Miller
That's our
Band.
next
in
one.
October, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and
I'm
we
going
got
to
this-
Tedeschi Trucks.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
When is that one?
the end of October
Okay, that's not
at the
And
AMP.
Bouncing Souls too.
Oh yeah, that's
But
right.
I would love to see Steve Miller.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
I think it's gonna be fun.
And
Some
then-
people,
Never seen 'em.
some people say I've heard that they're not as good before, because you
Yeah.
never know, they're getting older or whatever. But hey, we saw ZZ Top. I heard the same thing about that.
I
But
saw you guys
yes,
there.
Yeah.
That's right. But they were amazing,
Yeah,
and
that was
I heard
awesome.
that they weren't that great. But I'm like, Psh, whatever.
That was only one.
I wanted
I
their
thought it was
outfit.
one
amazing.
member.
I
Yeah,
did
oh my
too.
gosh.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
the sparkles! I was like, there's.
I know what our Halloween costumes are going to be.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I got
Bass player's amazing.
Yeah,
Came out
those
with that
yeah,
freaking
awesome.
bass with like
Yeah.
Oh my god,
20 strings or
So
something. I'm like, man, these guys
I
are
could
killing
not.
it.
I'm not. I used to play the keyboard, but I need to get back to it. I have one just sitting getting
Dang.
dusty at my
I
house.
didn't know that either.
Yeah.
You can play the keys.
I've
our
tried
son
really
plays
hard.
The keys.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You
I
need
didn't know
to
you
go
had a
out
son
to
either.
Southern Grill on a Wednesday night and play.
yeah.
Oh,
the
okay.
band.
Well, she's got to get. She's a little rusty, right? Did you say?
Yeah,
that?
I haven't.
She's-
That's
I
the
haven't
best way to
touched one
get-
in a long time.
Then
Yeah,
again, yes, you should get out there and do that.
I could still play "Oh When the Saints Go Marching In." That's it. "Oh When the Saints
So
Go
just
Marching
go out
In."
there and
I
play
played
that.
Jingle Bells. That's all I could do on the piano.
I've tried really hard at the guitar, but
Me
I just have
too.
really awkward hands.
I can't do it because I can't get past the calluses.
Yeah,
Once it starts hurting, I'm like, nope, done.
Well, Brandon told me because my middle finger's so long, but I said, but when you do this, all your fingers are the same length, right?
Oh,
Oh my gosh,
weird.
that's so funny.
You
That
know,
is
if you
funny.
take a left, you're
Oh,
still
yeah.
going straight, right?
What?
And I got to do my signature. Do you like dragons?
Yes.
Dragging these balls across your face.
Yeah.
They're
That's all I
like the
got.
dad jokes.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah, I walked right into that.
I'll see
one.
myself
Literally.
it. It still gets people after all this time. It's so funny.
Our daughters.
I could say I don't think I've heard that one.
Really?
We'll have
Yes.
to tell Jade that one because
Oh my
she's
gosh.
D's nuts
Oh my gosh.
all the time.
That's funny. All right. Well, yeah.
I love it.
Good times.
And-
Good times.
If anybody wants to support the channel, there's a link in the bio. I've never even said this, but if
Oh.
anybody wants to give there, I will make sure Kelly gets the money. And
Thank you,
that's
guys.
it's PayPal, I think, but
I got PayPal,
I'll
too.
put her QRs on the
Yes, for
screen
sure.
right
Yay.
here.
Yeah.
Right
This
here.
has been fun.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know why I was
Thank
so
you so much
nervous.
for coming
See,
out.
I told
Yeah.
you.
Thanks
There's
for
nothing
having
worse.
us.
Nothing
Yeah.
to be nervous about. So,
It's great. I
you
think.
want to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
If you like your
Do that.
the content, ring the bell.
Actually, it will all work out.
I just want to have awesome people at our house and on the podcast and talk
Yeah.
about them.
Yes.
Because now that story is going to, hopefully inspire other people
I
and
hope so too.
and
Maybe they'll reach out to you.
live on
That
in
is
the
completely fine.
universe forever.
Yeah. All right. I'm
All right,
down.
on that note,
Yay. Thank you.
cheers, y'all.
Cheers, y'all.
Thank you for watching and
Bye.
listening.
Fuck
Bye.
cancer.
Yes.
Kick it in the
Fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer.
A.
Oh, that was fun.
Yes. it was.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Met up with old Johnny boy the other day.